TGIF Warriors, how's everyone doing today? Friday is a very important show for you because we assess what happened during the week, which gives us biases and potential trade setups for the following week based upon signals that we got, not opinions, but signals. So I'm going to ask everyone again, like I did the other day, has the dollar bottomed? Okay. So I believe it has. I believe both yields and the dollar bottomed after the Fed. And I talked about everyone looking for 95. And I've taught this lesson before when there's universal agreement about a price for either a sell or a buy, and the whole FinTwit cosmos is looking for the same thing. This is what happens. It either never achieves that number, or if it gets to that number, it ends up being inconsequential. So I would say now, if we go to 95, don't look for any magic in it, is the way I'm viewing it. So let's get to the markets, and a picture speaks 1,000 words, right? So let's take a look at what's going on. Um, this show's been running, I think, almost a decade now. And I just tweeted, we've been running 10 years because this show is the best place for people to grow. Okay. And I believe it. I've seen growth of traders over the years that we've been doing this. That's quite amazing. So here we are. Let's look at the weekly. The pound topped. Okay. The pound topped. So euro, maybe. But the way EG is acting, the pound's my preferred short. I won't do it here. Okay. I think that there could be, it could finesse an entry. Here's the dollar. Looks more like the euro, right? Where it's about unchanged on the week. So it's my view that the Dixie is bottom. I'd have more confidence selling a rip in cable. If we get one next week, say we dig our heels in, rally back, I think 36 above 136 would be a great sale. Um, and the preferred long against the dollar is what Ryan caught on the Fed day. So I'm looking for 152. And that's because I do believe we bottomed in yields, which, no one's going to accept because we're on an easing path now. But here's your weekly. So under this week's lows, we get a close under 4. I'll change my mind. But I think the market's set up to challenge the highs, which is an aggressive call. And really, I would say a lonely call right now to be looking for higher rates. I'll go with them if we take out, say, 380, you know, this low. But again, a higher low is compressing. Gosh, what would happen if we ever broke out over 470? And this was just a triangle for a continuation move up. You know what this looks like? Remember when gold moved sideways and I said, well, why can't it be distribution? And it ended up being a continuation formation. Well, this could be as well. So we have some other experts here in the room, but to me, I think what yields did, here's TLT, another reversal week to the downside. TLT was a beautiful 3 drive. The Bulls' last hope is the breakout here at about 88.5. Okay. They take that out. It negates the breakout, which would have measured higher, would have measured towards 92, 93. If we hold here and turn, maybe that happens, but I do have pretty high conviction on what I saw in the 10 year. The only thing that hasn't behaved, yields and the dollar behaved, and the S&Ps continue to fight it. Um, that's, what can I say? Look at the beauty of technical analysis on where the low came in after the Fed day. And it sure looked pretty ugly for a while, but it held the throwover line. So that tells you this line means something. Take a screenshot because the next time we take out it, test it, I don't think we'll hold it. Okay. So let's go to the team. Great job this week, team. I know that Stel is here and he's been a bit
Good
under the
morning.
weather. Yeah, so what I know that we're probably in disagreement about yields. Whoa,
Well,
we got
uh,
some feedback. We got some background noise here.
it's not me. I think it's Ryan. Ryan, can you mute? There you
Yeah.
go. Um, it was a very interesting week for sure. The question, before I look at charts, okay, let me take the screen first. But before we look at charts, I have a question. Uh,
Okay.
is that okay? Can you see my
Oh,
screen?
sure. Yeah, we got it, buddy.
Okay, so you're an economist. You are in an economy which is where inflation is above 3%, um, equities are all-time highs, unemployment around 4%. Okay, yes, there is a trend of increasing unemployment, but it's still historically, or the way they measure it, it's still doing okay. Equities at all-time highs, inflation above 3%. What do you do? Do you cut rates? If we went back, 5 years or 10 years, they would be saying, no, we hike rates, right? Because we want inflation to be at 2%. So theoretically, the Fed, if you look at everything, the Fed shouldn't really be cutting, but they are.
Yeah.
And that's what scares me.
That's
And
rare, Stella. I brought that up. I think that's less than a handful of times that the Fed throughout their history eased with the stock market at all-time highs.
yes,
I think
very good point.
Greenspan did it once, but very rare. This is
Yes.
very rare.
So
Go
what does
ahead, buddy.
that tell you? That tells you that they're worried about yields, and we all know that there's a lot of bond refinancing that has to be done, and yields are going to be higher than they were. Yields are now a lot higher than they were, 3, 4 years ago, etc. So my view is that don't listen to what the Fed says, because Powell talked about inflation quite a few times on the presser. Uh, I still believe on the thing that says don't look at what they say, look at what they do, and they're cutting. And um, I think there is genuine pressure on the Fed to be bringing down the whole yield curve. Because we've said this so many times, debt interest
Yeah,
payments are,
can't afford it.
yeah, they're larger than the defense spending budget, etc. It's just too much. So they need to bring yields down. How do they do that? Well, the overnight rate doesn't do much really. It's QE that they need to do to bring yields down. And
Exactly.
I'm scared because they really shouldn't be doing this, but I think it's going to come earlier than the markets think.
Exactly. Stelio,
That's
yeah, that's the secret.
yield curve control, I think, is coming
Yes,
eventually.
there
Yeah,
is absolutely no way that they will achieve helping with fiscal survival because that's all they're striving for, right?
Yeah,
Just by cutting rates. Cutting rates is just the first step. Inevitably, if they want to achieve that, they will have to do QE, twist operations, the whole shebang, right?
yeah, yeah. So if you
yeah.
ask me about,
I don't think they do that until rates are much higher. Then they pull that out their trick bag. I don't think
well,
that I think that's down the road right now. And you guys forgot one opinion, and it's not just the Fed's. Don't forget the market's opinion. And
yeah,
people holding our paper aren't real crazy about an easing going on with where inflation is at. And it's almost, look what happened last time they eased. That was the move in April where we shot up to 480 in a few weeks.
yeah.
So it's very, I know we're the cleanest, dirtiest shirt. Yeah, I think so. Much cleaner than Europe. But you know, there
I
is
don't think so, by the way, but okay.
you don't think
Fi
we're is
Fiscally? No, no, no.
no?
Because you're talking about the average European country, right? You're not talking about the weaker European countries. Right? Europe as
What
a
what is a strong country in Europe now?
Yeah, which
in,
one is it now? It's Greece.
which is the strong country in. Wait a second. We're now back at the issue of talking about who is fiscally more viable and responsible. Many countries, many European countries are more fiscally viable and responsible than the US at the moment. Many.
May
Of course,
okay,
all of
were
them, almost all of Western countries have problems, right? Because it's a general direction. It's a general direction that has been wrong for many, many, many years. There is no question about it. But is the US the cleanest shirt? Absolutely not. I think the US among the Western countries is one of the worst having to do with the path it's moving toward and the speed it does so with.
Yeah, look at debt to GDP and
okay.
Yeah.
anyway,
So
let's go
then
back to
why so after listening to Steve, I would never buy a bond the rest of my life. And you know what? I never have. So why start now?
So if I go back to
Okay.
the 10-year chart, so we broke out of okay, it's only two touches right on this trend line. We broke down, we're back right back up. I still think that the direction is lower. What will make me change my opinion, at least in the short term, is if we break that 1820, 418, 420.
Yeah.
I think we should find resistance here. If we don't, then I'm going to sit on the sidelines and be neutral. But at the moment, I still think we're going to maybe edge a little higher, and then we go down. That's still my macro thesis, and it's been I've been talking about this for weeks, and it's been trending that way. Yes, we have a reversal last two sessions, but
Yeah,
I
and
just
then
don't trust.
100% with Stelios.
I just don't
Meaning, I think
trust.
it's
Yeah,
too
yeah.
premature to call this like a given reversal. That's it. The low is in the dollar.
No,
It's
no
too
one
premature.
is. No one
Yeah.
is. People will be waiting for 95 for a long time
In the
if it's a
Dixie,
turn. Yeah.
maybe. Yeah,
Technic
maybe. Yeah.
Technically, we can definitely rebound from here, and
Yeah. Okay.
the reversal, at Fed Day is promising for those that are looking for a rebound, and we have had follow through. But if you look at the technicals, have we started damaging the downtrend?
No,
Have
no.
we?
I'm only looking for 102. That wouldn't damage the downtrend at all.
102 in
102.
the Dixie. 101, 10, yeah, above 101, I think
102.
it starts
Yeah,
to.
in the very short term,
Yeah.
in order for us to see that 102 you're talking about, in my opinion, we have to at least break the sequence of lower highs, and we're going to be doing that with a move above 1970 or so. If we break through that, then I'm with you, meaning we should then start looking for a bigger rebound in the dollar. And then I think it is very likely to get to your target, Dale.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Well,
Anyway, yeah.
anyway,
Keep going.
don't forget how the market's positioned.
Yeah.
And I actually, a lot of I because of I talk to a lot of people, I interview a lot of people, a lot of followers. My people that follow me, they're smarter than me. They come up with numbers and scenarios. And take a look at the COT in euro. I think it's a record amount of longs in the euro right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and we know
Setup
that
is good.
the crowd tends to be wrong frequently. We know that that is
Uh,
indeed the case.
And you are right, Dale. Everybody's looking at 95 on the Dixie. Of course, we've been
yeah,
talking about this for
I
quite a
was
long
too.
time. But yeah,
But
yeah,
I have to assess what happened.
yeah.
And I have to give what happened the benefit of the doubt right now instead of I would in the old days stay stubborn and go, not, I still think it's going to 95. But
But
maybe it goes to 102 first.
Maybe. Like Steve said, we need to have some technical damage first, and we haven't had any yet. So we could
Well,
monitor the price action.
look at the reversal week on the pound. It's not a nice looking candle.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
pound. Yeah,
everything
absolutely.
has moved
Absolutely.
in the other direction against the dollar starting
Yeah.
on Fed night, right? Fed
Yeah.
afternoon depends on which side of the Atlantic you are.
But
That is for sure.
EG still looks positive, which makes cable, if I want to be long the dollar against something,
Yeah, EG also,
better.
if you look at the short-term technicals, this is one of the things I will be
Okay.
talking about
And I learned
today.
from Kman that cable is really more sensitive to risk on, risk off. And I think
Then the
one
euro.
day, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the other reason. And the US dollar yen looks pretty good. That was a pretty impressive day. Ryan caught it. I wonder what he's doing now. You're around, aren't you, Ryan? Oh, you know what? I didn't let Stel finish.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I was only going to look at a couple more things. So,
No,
you
go
know,
ahead.
the
Go ahead, bro.
usual metals, gold is still quite resilient, even though the dollar's rallying. So nothing to see there. Silver, I have my
Silver even more so, huh?
yeah,
Yeah.
even more so. I put my stops in just below 41.10. I've been running this for months now. It's been going amazingly well. If we break below 41.10, I'm going to, for the first time in years, have no silver longs and then reconsider. But
Wake
it's
me up
also,
at 50, Stelio.
yeah, I know, but I think we might get a dip. But and similar for platinum, my stop is at 13.45, and if we break that on a daily close, I'll get out. I've done very well there as well, and then reconsider.
Now,
So
kidding aside,
yeah,
if this dollar rebound that began this week extends further, there is the potential for finally a corrective move in metals
yes, which is long
lower,
overdue,
which is
right?
long overdue. They're
Yeah, and
super
everybody's bullish
extended.
now. Everybody's
Yeah,
bullish.
super extended.
Yeah,
But in my opinion, that's not going to change the big picture. Yes, it's definitely going to shake out weak hands, as the market usually does, and people that were buying from
yeah,
FOMO.
yeah.
But in my opinion, it's just going to provide down the road opportunities to rejoin these trends because the fundamental reasons that have led to the move from, if we're talking, let's say, gold from 300 to 3.7 thousand
Yeah, still the
remain in
same.
place.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
remain
me
in
as
place.
well, I'll still be looking for longs even if I do get taken out on my stop. And but nothing goes up in a straight line, for years and years. So at some point I'm
Other
gonna
than the
get out.
Turkish lira.
Other than the Turkish lira. Anyway, I don't want to show anything else. I don't really have anything else, so I'm gonna pass it over to whoever wants to take a look.
I'm glad you're feeling better, brother.
I'm 50% better. I'm still not
All
great, but
right.
I am
I
better.
know, but you sound better than you did last time. Was it COVID?
No, some kind of a virus which hit me in my nose and ear
Abdominal?
and throat, and I
Oh,
was terrible. I couldn't sleep
yeah.
for days. Anyway, not good.
All right. All right. Well, glad to have you back. Glad to hear you. We'll see what happens. That's what makes a market. And you know what? The smartest thing you could do when you hear someone who's taking the other side of the market is listen. And they may see something that you don't. And there's an old Indian saying, if you're walking down the road and you discover you're going the wrong way, you can turn around. Okay.
Good
So,
saying.
yeah. So,
In
anyway,
general, in general, I don't know many people
turn around.
that had very successful careers by being rigid in the
Mm,
markets
hmm
and not having their eyes open and being able to reassess. Right,
Yes.
it's a very
Yes.
bad habit because nobody's right um, more than, let's say, 60% of the times, even the best. Right.
Yeah. Things are always changing. Who knew that we'd have inflection points like we did? Some people forecasted it in the on Fed Day, but you always have to reassess, and manage and trail your stops. And there's a lot to this game. So learn from pros.
Yeah. And it's a
That's all I
fine
can
line
say.
as well, right? Because the opposite
Yeah.
is a problem as well. You
Yeah.
can't keep, every time you read somebody else's opinion, you can't keep changing your mind just because they have a couple of arguments, right?
Yeah. And so, yeah, this is really, you find out about yourself
Yes.
when you trade and what your paradigm is before you started trading will reveal itself while you are trading. So you even have to look at your childhood and think about what was your upbringing. Because say you were a silver spoon guy, all right, you never had to worry about money. You went to the best universities and you already had a job lined up at Goldman Sachs after you graduate. Do you think they're risk averse? Yeah, they're not.
It's a
Okay.
matter of
Yeah, they're
character as
not.
well, to be honest. It's a matter of
Yeah.
character as well.
Okay. All right. Well, I know that people have said that you and I are characters. All right. So let's get
Ryan,
yeah, let's get Ryan involved in this.
Hello.
You traded the yen like a master, the Fed like a master with the yen.
Look, it's nice to get one right. I like your 152 call. I won't be greedy though. I'll be happy with 151.95.
This is why, Ryan. See that return line
Yeah.
up there at 52. And so the two lines I had was, 45. So, I just like I was looking for 45. It went, didn't get there, 5.5. So am I going to still be looking for 45 now? No, I'm going to be looking for some type of corrective move, maybe back down to 47, 6.5. If that happens, I know what I'm going to do. And the same with the dollar. Maybe the dollar, it's still smoking,
Yeah.
but there should be some kind of pullback, unless they're just really going to squeeze people here. So what are you going to do with the yen here? Did you book something?
Yeah, I've taken bits off all the way up. I might have another little nibble off at 148.20 if we see that again. But yeah, the dollar's definitely looked like it's bouncing back. I just finally managed to pick up some loonie as well, dollar CAD. That was supposed to be my Fed trade, but I never touched it. It dipped to that 137, 20, 35 zone, but that was like right over the Fed, so I wasn't going to touch it then. But I think that structure you see there, Dale, those three bottoms, I think that's
Yeah.
very strong for a move up to at least 139s, if not through there, and up to 140.
So we could get a third drive. Um, I was looking at that a long time ago. So where would that for? Yeah. So you had one, you had two, and this one's going to be spaced out, but you could
Yeah,
see how we have two already. So it still amazes me how markets have to complete. All right, sometimes it'll look like they're not going to complete, and then you get in them because
yeah,
you don't want to miss the move. Let me just give our people an example. So you guys know I've been bearish Uber for a while. Finally had a day my way, but when I looked at this daily here, I saw three drives. One, two, and then it stalled without making a new high. So I said, well, I don't want to miss a move. And there was a move here, but it really wasn't over until it completed. And the beauty of technical analysis, if you trade a three drive pattern, just like everything else, you need a trigger. You don't just get short because we're making a new high and we're diverging. You need a trigger, which is a candle the other way, okay, to tell you that momentum is stalling, and that could be the third drive. So your signal really came this day, and then the next day there was that news about Waymo and Lyft merging and some regulatory problems with Uber. I just thought it was amazing that you got the trigger day before the bad news happened. It really makes you believe in technical analysis. I'm not saying the opposite can't happen where you get a signal and then it blows up in your face, but learn to trust your charts.
Absolutely.
Trust them.
If you go back to the dollar CAD chart and zoom it out a little bit, you'll see we've got two very bullish structures that developed.
There's the
So we had,
daily.
so we had the first one where we made that low in the 135s.
Right. And now this one.
Yeah, so that first period was more stronger because we stepped up twice, so we couldn't get back down to those lows. So we had those three lows, and then this structure where we've had a break point at that 37, 20, 35, and it's held three times now. I mean, you know, when it was falling all year, everyone's trying to guess where the bottom is. Well, you know, we told you where the first bottom is, and now you know where the second bottom is. So if this doesn't go up to 140 at least, I'll be very surprised. But like you say, Dale, you trust your techs. The last high was lower than the previous high. So if we can't break through there and we come back down to 137, 20, 35 pretty quickly, chances are we might be heading lower again. So it's not done, but you know where you're wrong.
You're always assessing.
Yeah.
Every day. You know, how's the patient today? Take the temperature of your positions.
Yeah.
You know, take its temperature.
Dollar Mex is another. We could have an interesting moment here. We've just had a little move up towards that 1850 mark. That's going to be a huge test. We spent 3 months trying to get through 1850. Now we're at 1845, and you know, can we break back above? That could be one hell of a fake out if we do get back above and hold it by the end of the week.
Okay. I just want to remind people that when Gregor was here yesterday, and I asked him if this could still be an ending diagonal, even though it didn't get down to this line, which came in at 95, he said yes. And he also said that he'll be convinced if we start taking out 98. We're at 97.78. So we now have a reversal week. You know, if it keeps going, this looks like this was the ending diagonal pattern. So the breakout's going to be like 99 to get us 102, 103. I know Jim Walsh is looking for even higher, but I think, you know, we had a major event this week. So we'll see. Now we just have, if you didn't do anything about it, like Ryan did, and other people in the chat room that were there for Fed Day, I know I was busy, so, you know, I missed it. That's why, you know, it pays to be where guys are, you know, trading. Okay. You know, I'm doing looking for guests and interviews and tweeting. And I didn't notice the market till after the reversal.
You're a busy bee.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I'm too busy working to trade. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know the feeling. Trust me about this.
I know you do. I want to say hello to Kman and at least get your thoughts going into the weekend, my trading warrior brother. You still with us?
Yeah. I like Euro Sterling higher, but I think cable may be the better one. At least it was up to now. But I still like the Euro Sterling.
You're right.
A bit long dollar yen too. Really did a bit in and out over the Bank of Japan.
Nice.
But
you had a good week.
Yeah, I'm having a pretty decent week. But it would have been even better if that stupid Euro Norway wouldn't start to rally again. That is eating me a little bit, but it's just eating in profits. It's not making a loss.
Yeah. How do you know that pair is stupid?
Because it does the opposite of what I want.
The definition is very simple.
Exactly. That's a fact. I mean, that's a fact that can be shipped.
That's great.
Boys, we have Canadian data in
Yeah.
5 seconds
Oh,
from now. We have retail sales.
oh,
Expectations are for a
A slight
negative
decline, and it's a bigger
0.6,
decline.
and instead we got a negative 0.8. And the month
The
on month
core
is
as well,
negative
minus 1.2.
1.2. So bad data from Canada. Let's see
not
what it
moving the
does.
market at all.
Yeah,
No,
it
Yes.
does. It has 1 pip.
yeah, for the time being, the market seems to be completely,
It is July
unaware.
data. It is
You know
July
what?
data, so it's lagging everyone else. But
There
yeah,
you
a bit of surprise because that's like the
Maybe
first summer
maybe the
data.
market's exhausted like we are after this
Oh,
week.
definitely.
Disconnected.
I thought, yeah, I
No,
thought,
no. Hang
I
on,
thought
guys.
yesterday was
Hang on.
Friday.
What there also is that we do have a Trump Xi call ongoing, unless we had the end of it already in the meantime. It's supposed to be about TikTok, but you never know what headline can drop, okay? Just making people aware of that the Friday may not be completely over yet.
Yeah, they're going to work things out.
Well,
They frequently do.
Yeah, they need it. They need each other.
By the
to make
way,
money.
USD CAD has moved 2 whole pips
Yeah.
following the data. An impressive move.
Hold it. Let me put up my tick chart.
Yeah.
it was a bit the same on the euro sterling when the sterling retail sales came out. Obviously, we had the very bad public borrowing data, which came in a lot higher than what they were expected to be. So that's also one of the reasons why I think sterling may actually, for quite a longer time, remain on the defensive.
I'm looking for one under 130.
In the cable,
Yeah,
yeah, would be logic with if you think the dollar has bottomed. That's
yeah. 127, maybe.
But euro sterling, I think since that's kind of the biggest market on the cross side, it's going to need to help you to make the cable come down.
Okay. Otherwise, you know what? It would just be a stupid pair to trade anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Huh? I'm not going to
Exactly.
trade that stupid pair. And you
Dale, do you
guys,
have an interview, by the way,
no,
today?
but do you guys remember the magnet technique
Oh
in
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
market?
That you drag your pointer to
Yeah.
where you want the price to go.
You go one, I want higher yields. You put your,
Yeah.
you put your cursor there and go 1, 2, 3, go.
And you know what we
And
were
then,
saying when I was sitting on the spot effect desk? If that doesn't work, turn your screen around, upside down.
oh yeah, I had friends. I used to carry a chart book around. Turn your charts upside down, Dale. Yeah. Anyway, I had a great time this week with you guys.
You have a
And
guest?
no, you guys are my guests.
You are the guest, Kman.
Yeah, you're the guest, and would you like to tell us what your first job in the business was
Oh,
before you were on a desk?
actually, I started
T-boy.
dealing rooms.
You
T-boy.
started.
I
Cheerleader.
How
He was
about
a
you,
cheerleader.
Ryan? What
My
did you
my
do?
first job was on the money market desk in a bank.
How about in high school?
Um, High school.
You
I
didn't
sold
work?
trainers.
I did the my
He
economic
was doing the
background.
interviews for the cheerleading team.
My economic background is the street.
Oh man. All right. All right. Well, see, it takes a village. So the village people at Forex Analytix and guys, I don't know if you've seen this, but we do have one famous guy watching us every day. All right. So you tell me that we haven't really come a long way.
Of course.
Look at that.
That's a real picture. I hope nobody
Uh,
believes this is AI generated or something, right?
no, yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Steve flew over, took the shot,
yes,
and he's looking at the traffic light page.
exactly.
And Ryan show because he doesn't sleep a lot. He probably listens to Ryan.
Yes.
So anyway,
He's tuned in
You know,
today. He's tuned into the
yeah.
show today.
He knows
The
listening to us.
only
Sorry.
reason I know this is a fake picture, because otherwise I would be 100% inclined to believe it, is because there's no Twitter screen there.
Yeah, but he's got his charts up there. I wonder what he's watching there.
That's from his
Maybe it's
truth
gold. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, guys, have a great weekend. Thanks for all the hard work, and I want to thank the people for hanging out with us. Spread the word about Forex Analytics. There are a lot of people in trouble out there. All right, so we'll teach them not to step on the same landmines that we have. And between all of us, that's plenty of missteps that we don't do anymore. And so, you can either learn that by going through it or learn from people who have been through it to avoid it. So that's a wrap. Don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And
And by the
go
way,
ahead,
don't forget,
Steve.
guys, in 40 minutes we have the morning edge for Forex Analytics subscribers. So I'll
Yeah.
see you there.
And Steve used to do this on Face, but you want a roundup of the markets with someone who waits for confirmation. Really, it takes a lot of patience to wait for the signals, and sometimes more than one. I miss Steve's, market talk.
You have
So
access to the morning edge.
yeah, I listened to the recording. Anyway, have a great weekend, everybody.
Have a great weekend.
Have a
Cheers,
great
Dale.
weekend, Steve.
Cheers,
See
everyone.
you.
Everybody.
See you, Ryan. Stel got some more rest and came in. I never knew you were, came from the streets. Gives me a little, I'm glad you're my friend and not my
Likewise,
and
likewise,
not my adversary. So
Oh, I'm impressed.
all right. So have a great weekend, everyone. That's it. Good luck the rest of the day. If you miss Face, sign up today. This is the last weekend of the sale. Blake brought that up in the meeting. So to get these rates, they're going to be gone Monday. And why not? Everyone likes something on sale, and you're getting a good deal for a great product, in my view, because of the people behind it. Adios, everyone. See you guys. See you, Dream Team. Adios. Bye, bonds. Okay.